Last week I hit a pretty big milestone. Over 1,000 of you decided to follow this smart home adventure, and I really appreciate it. I'm so happy that you're here. And now that you're here, today I'm going to be going through a few of my favorite smart home things, one of which just happens to be a giveaway. So if you like what you hear, stay, consider subscribing, and join in on the fun.
I'm Patrick Hunt, and I want you to like smart home tech as much as I do. Real solutions with Matter, Apple Home, and a little creativity. Weekly, I'll show you how small upgrades can make a big difference. Welcome.
My first favorite thing is a shortcut with level bolt, and this is something that I showed briefly in one of my earliest videos. I think I bought one of the only level locks that doesn't have home key compatibility, and I was getting pretty jealous of the people that were able to unlock their front doors like they were paying with Apple Pay at a register. But I think what I have here might actually be better. You're gonna need an iPhone that has an action button or an Apple Watch that has an action button to get the best version of this. Essentially, what the shortcut does is allow you to unlock or lock your door using the action button on your phone or on your watch. When I first set this up, I had a whole scripting thing going with the if block where I had to say if the lock was locked, then unlock it, and if it was unlocked, then lock it, yada, yada, yada. Then I discovered toggle, accessory, or scene. There is no way this existed when I first created this shortcut, because this makes it so simple. You choose that action and then you select your door lock. Now when the shortcut runs, it's just toggling the state of the lock. So if it's locked, it'll unlock, and if it's unlocked, it'll lock. That's it. Now you're gonna go to your settings, search action button, and then swipe on over to shortcut and choose this shortcut. Now when you press and hold the action button on your phone, your door will lock or unlock. To get the same experience on your watch, you have to go back to the shortcut, hit the little I at the bottom, and toggle on Show on Apple Watch. Now you're gonna go to the Watch app, go to settings, and follow the same steps. Now when you press the action button on your watch, your door will lock or unlock. Side note, if you have a young child who likes to press buttons, it's gonna be very, very easy for him to lock and unlock the front door using the button on your watch. And if you don't have an iPhone or an Apple Watch with the action button, you still can make use of the shortcut. In iOS 18, you're able to add a shortcut to your home screen in place of your flashlight or your camera button. Speaking of my child, my second favorite thing is a product, and that's the Eve Flare. I talked a little bit about this on the Smart Home Tour video. In the world of smart home devices, it's easy to find things that are useful, make your life a little bit more efficient, but how about finding things that are fun? How fun is a smart door lock or a thermostat? The Eve Flare just looks cool sitting on the shelf, and that's when it's on its dock charging. And when it's off the dock, the battery lasts for over 6 hours. And it's built really tough. So I've mentioned before, my son just kind of smacks it around and presses the mode button, which changes the color through the whole color spectrum. We use it in our basement fort. It's got a hook on the bottom of it so you can hang it from places, maybe places that don't have any electrical wiring. You could hang it above the nursing chair to provide you some very dim light during story time. You could put it next to your tub for some nice ambient lighting. Bottom line is that it's a very versatile light, and this isn't a sponsored video, but Eve should be paying me for how much I'm hyping up this light. I really love this thing. My next favorite thing is an incredibly specific automation, but I'm confident there's an audience of people that could find this extremely useful. And then the rest of you might just appreciate that it exists. I don't know. My wife is type 1 diabetic, and she's been managing it very well her entire adult life. However, high blood sugar and low blood sugar still does sometimes happen in the middle of the night. The Dexcom continuous glucose monitor sends alerts when this happens any time of day. But at nighttime, it's very easy to sleep through these alerts, just like snoozing your alarm clock in your sleep. Using the Homebridge plugin just called Dexcom, I was able to integrate her glucose monitor as an ambient light meter in Apple Home. And I created 2 automations. Between the hours of 10:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. when Lisa's blood sugar drops below 50 or rises above 200, our bedside lamps turn on the color red. I'm not using music or a siren because we're not really depending on these automations. And you shouldn't either. They're just helpful. So now when we roll over in the middle of the night or wake up briefly between our sleep stages and we see that the lights are on, we know that we need to wake up and check our phone for my wife's blood sugar and adjust accordingly. Again, do not depend on this as a health device. This is a very, very last measure. And my last favorite thing was actually a whole smart home project. A couple months ago, I created a video called the Smart Home Treasure Quest, and I was so excited to share it with the world. Maybe it was the concept or the presentation of it. I personally think that they're gonna say I was an artist ahead of his time, but it got buried, and that made me really sad. It'll be linked at the end of this video, and you can please go watch it. But basically the concept was a treasure quest, where I used different smart home devices that, when triggered, delivered riddles via notifications to lead to the next clue. Have fun. I tried to be as creative as possible with the execution, And in a few of the key highlight moments of the video, I was using arre devices. And that brings me to today's giveaway. I've partnered with arre to be able to give away one device to 3 lucky people: the arre contact sensor, the temperature sensor, and the smart button. It's very easy to enter. Just be a subscriber and comment on this video the word entry. A few notes: you must be 18 or older, and this is US based, which I'm really sorry, but this is my first time doing this, and so you're getting the first timer experience, unfortunately. Speaking of which, there are official rules in the description. Please read those. And if you're selected as a winner, please have your email address in your public profile within 72 hours of being notified, so I can reach out to you and tell you how to claim your prize. I saw Mr. Beast run a giveaway like this recently, so I'm just following the leader. I'll be selecting 3 winners from the comments when the giveaway ends next week on Thursday, May 22nd at noon Eastern Standard. With that out of the way, let me tell you about the devices. They are all Matter over Thread, so you will need a Thread border router. They're all battery powered and last anywhere between 1 to 2 years, depending on which device you get. They range from $30 to $40 in price, and they're great for running scenes or automations in your smart home. If you don't get one here, I highly recommend you pick one up from Amazon or their online store. And that's all. Again, thank you all for being here. I'm so excited to keep growing this awesome community, so please consider subscribing and let's keep doing this together. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.